On. Hello, everyone. Maybe.
Maybe.
I think.
Maybe.
I think that the, perhaps, maybe. The tech gods have maybe allowed us to stream.
No. We had so many tech issues.
Oh my gosh.
If things
What a day.
sound weird, look weird, besides my face, just let us know. Hi, Panda. Hi, Stacey. Hi, Raven. Thanks, everybody, for joining us today.
There we go. Now the stream's on for me.
And hello, all of my fabulous folk here on the stream with me. Why don't we do a round of introductions? And real quick, Mick had a thing today, and they may or may not join later in the game. We will find out. Hoping so. Always great to see their face. So let's cross our fingers and hope. But since Mick is not here, we'll go to Adela. Adela, how's your day?
Oh, it's been a really good day. It was literally like beautiful, sunshiny, puffy clouds and blue skies. And right now there's like thunder and lightning happening outside.
Yeah.
And it looks super ominous. So kind of hilarious.
Nice.
Within, just like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just out with Libby, and I actually live across town from Adela, so I was outside with Libby not too long ago, and it was beautiful out. And then I was just looking out the window. I'm like, where did that come from?
Yeah, it's just ominous and rain and really crazy. So yeah, the day was good. Celeste and I went to a sculpture garden, which is not that far away from us, and it was stunning.
Nice.
In the place of Loveland, the Love Land of
I've been to that one.
Colorado.
That one's
Yes.
cool. And what is your tell us about your online presence? Your I almost said Bellaby now,
Yes.
but that's your Twitter. So what's your thing?
Yeah, refashioning, rethinking children's clothing and all this stuff because I have no time. That's why. But I have a website called bellabekids.com, and on that website currently I have little T-shirts that are D&D themed that are really fun,
So cute.
less like fantasy, more super cutesy for littles, and I'm having fun with that right now.
They're ridiculously cute. It makes me wish I was that size.
Right.
If you want to make adult onesies, I will totally wear one on the show.
If only I could find an adult onesie that would like ship out to you.
Right? All
Oh, boy.
right. Mika, why don't you tell us how your day's going, who you are, stuff about yourself.
Hi, I'm Mika. I do things. Day's okay. Nothing super exciting. I bought cake. I haven't eaten it yet. But I'm thinking about taking an edible right after this. And then in a few hours, I'll really want that cake.
Uh-huh.
So that's the plan.
Excellent.
Anyway.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
good plan. Perfect. Anything else you want to tell us? Is there some place on the internet people can go and find you? And
You can find me beacons.ai/Mika McIntosh, MIKAMCINTOSH. And it's a link to all my socials. You can find me mostly on Threads, or on Roll D5, ROLE, Roll D5, where I am the co-creator and I play there lots.
Huzzah.
Yeah.
I am redeeming that puppet treat. She's currently... Oh, holy Nikes. She was over there and she apparated to right here because she heard me open the treats. Hi.
I have to, there's a insect situation I need to take care of real fast, so I'll just pop back in a
Okay.
half minute.
It sounds like that is, that's pretty intense that someone needs to, stop streaming to take care of an insect. Like... That's like an ankh egg, like erupting out of the ground or something.
It's the day.
What?
It's super
Right.
weird. really weird
You know,
today.
I feel like we go chaos a lot on this show
Yeah.
in character. Today's just completely out of character chaos. What can I say? Right?
Do you wanna say
Darn
something?
wasps. I actually got bit by a wasp for the first time last year. It's not pleasant.
Ooh.
Don't recommend it.
They're the worst.
0
They're
out of
the worst.
100 would recommend. Hey, I might as well say I'm Jeremy Hochhalter. This is the channel that I reside upon, but I'm also on some other channels every so often. I know that there's a charity stream coming up over on Folk and Myth on the 11th. We're doing a Dragonbane thing. That's all I know right now. But it's coming on the 11th, so make sure you check out that, and you can follow me on the socials at WH Pubs. Welcome back, Shadow. Did you defeat the beast?
I did. I just had to open the window, and then it slowly found the way out, and I was like, good, we resolved this peacefully. That's what I like to see.
There was no rolling for initiative? Great.
Yeah, we're good. I was able to animal handle check that.
Oh.
Oh
Panda-
gosh, okay.
Panda says in chat that most of their bug emergencies are scorpions, which that's like a whole new level. Not new level, but like a whole different level. I'm glad scorpions can't fly.
Right?
Now that I said
Sometimes I
that,
wonder if they can like get carried on the breeze or something, but like the tiny anyway. Yeah, I don't know. Also, since I moved here, I have encountered house geckos.
what?
Which I didn't know was a thing, but in
Yeah.
certain places of the world, geckos apparently like to get in your house, and then they live in your house.
That's amazing. Did they give you insurance?
I wish. What they do is they eat the bugs.
Okay,
In
so
your
you
house.
want a house
Yeah.
gecko.
So like I had a house gecko, and then unfortunately the house gecko reached the end of its life, and then literally within a week my house was filled with bugs again, and I was like, I need another house gecko to move in. Like, I'll just leave the door open, come on in, gecko, set up whatever stuff you got, and we'll talk about it, pay schedule. Anyway, sorry. Completely derailed this whole thing.
I kind of have like a similar thing. So when I was a child, I used to be terrified of spiders, and I grew into actually really appreciating spiders because they take care of so many bugs and stuff like that. And they're actually, they don't care that you exist unless you pester them. So for the most part, unless they're like poisonous, so black widows are not allowed in the house, or they're like just too many, I tend to just leave spiders so they can do their thing. Except for in our basement, they just make these gigantic piles of dead, desiccated bugs, mostly roly-polies. So those I have to move back outside. Right.
They're paying rent.
Great. Well, I think we're here for a game.
It's that
Oh my
what we meet
gosh.
to do.
I feel like scorpions, we can jump off of like the scorpion jumping point of like how they're like close cousins to dragons, and then now we're here.
Yes.
I like it.
That
I
was
like
the
it.
best
chickens
segue
and dinosaurs.
ever. Let's see. So, last time, you all had managed to finally work your way free or defeat the small family / cult that had kidnapped you and a group of oh, hello, new follower. That is the first time I've actually managed to catch the dragon flying across the screen. I am
That's
so happy.
amazing. That's
Especially
amazing.
today, considering all the tech
good
issues
shit.
that we've had. I'm like, yay, something worked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure who that was, though. Hang on. I need to check. Hello, Dwarven Ranger. Thanks for following. I feel like since you're the first one I actually saw, I needed to shout that out. So there was this cult, right, that had kidnapped you and a small group of Harper scouts that had kidnapped your friend Tesha. and apparently they wanted to hunt you, and you just all were not having it. You were like, no. And so you fought back. They were not expecting this nearly whatsoever. Apparently their typical prey is not nearly so, what's the word I want to use here? I don't want to say professional, because I don't feel like that was a thing.
Wiggly.
Effective?
Wait.
Were
Willing
we
to play
effective?
along?
I mean, I think you all were much more of a challenge than any of them were expecting. You managed to kill off 2 of them. Another one is probably dead. The only thing that Lemon Zest saw was the remnants of a large rat tail that you all felt. Well, you and Chris had felt was probably what was left over of the small rat girl that had kidnapped Chris and taken his things, and he had to like chase her through the wet wall maze of the house. And then you found that there was also some other ones that Vestra and Astra were dealing with, but you kind of had escaped those as opposed to defeating them. And then you met the grandmother, who shapeshifted into a fairly powerful werewolf who pretty handily got her butt handed to her. And the other one of the other fellows of the cult also was defeated. Lemon Zest saw... No. One of you... I should have taken notes on who. I guess it really doesn't matter. One of you had seen that one of the twins that were in the catacombs fled the building. So one of them has escaped, but did not return as you were ransacking the house. Now, off camera, we went through some treasure finding. Everyone found some neat magic items. Everyone leveled up, more or less. And you've all kind of been trying to figure out what to do with all of this treasure to take it back to the Hoard. Now, some of it you decided to keep for yourselves, but it's a good amount of treasure to include into the Hoard, and you've been looking around. You end up finding a kind of a small ramshackle barn in the back, but inside there's actually a very nice carriage with 2 horses. Loading up
Convenient.
this carriage with the stolen art and other valuables, books, tomes, silver and gold, and all of these different things that you'd found throughout the place. You load all of that up, and you decide to head back towards the main road, and the camp that is waiting for you. Now, Langdedrosa Cyanrath had told you that they were continuing on. The caravan wasn't going to wait for you, but up ahead, you knew that there was a camp. Now, you haven't been to this camp before, but you know generally where it is, and that they were going to be waiting there for a few days. Now, a few days have almost passed at this point, because you did have some downtime where you were unconscious in the beginning. You've spent some time dealing with these people hunting you, and then this period of time that you took to ransack the house and everything. We're going to call this all another long rest. So if you are injured, you can go ahead and get rid of all of that and get your spells back if you were in any abilities. But as you hook up these horses and put everything into this, it's a black lacquered carriage, like the kind of you climb into. It's a covered carriage. The top has all of these things now strapped onto it. I don't know if anyone's riding inside or if you also stuffed that full. What all are you doing?
I feel like if there was room, we would have put Tesha in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Vestra thinks that she's very good at finding the right way to go, and I think she's currently like out front scouting out the path.
Tesha is, or Vestra is?
Vestra.
Okay. Yeah, and Tesha, after Tesha fled the house through the window, if most of you didn't actually see this, Chris is the one who saw it, but when you went to look for her, she was like hiding kind of in the back woods area, waiting for any of you to escape, and took a while for you to convince her to come back. She's definitely shaken by her whole experience, being kidnapped by the Harpers, being imprisoned by this cult, being, watching one of those Harpers be killed in front of her by one of the twins. Just did not do great things for her mental health right now. So she appreciates hanging out in the wagon. Go ahead and, Vestra, go ahead and make a survival check for me as we see how your scouting goes. And I'm not sure if oh, nice. I was gonna say, I'm not sure if I loaded up fast enough to see it. So that's a 15. The direction you came in is probably a little, because you came in through the forest, and that you'd been led astray into some traps that the Harpers had left for you, as they then doubled back and tried to hide in this house. And Tesha had explained this, that when she was taken yesterday being the day that she disappeared, this is actually a few days ago now, she says that they were trying to get information on what the cult was doing and all that, and they decided to kind of shadow the cult and watch what they were doing, and then they got seen by the forerunners of the caravan and had fled through the forest, but not all of them had been together, and some had been laying traps in case they were having to flee. So she kind of explains what happened. And Vestra, you're able to find what looks like the remnants of a trail that isn't where you came in or where the Harpers came in, but was likely what used to lead from the road that you were on to here. Kind of winds around through the forest, but you're able to get the wagon through it without any issues. Now, while Vestra is doing this, what is Lemon Zest doing? Lemon Zest is talking silently.
That's my accent, actually, for the game.
Quiet?
For
Just
this
silence?
Session, yeah. Lemon Zest is building his new mechanical companion.
Nice. What is this?
So, I leveled up. I am now level 1 Warlock, but level 3, I had the 3rd level of Artificer. And I am a Battlesmith, and I get a fun little Battlesmith companion.
A Steel Defender.
Yep, a Steel Defender. So I'm putting the last touches on my Steel Defender, who looks like I can't remember his name, but the gargoyle dog from Gargoyles.
I don't know.
What? Did you never see Gargoyles?
I only caught part of
the
it.
cartoon?
Food dog?
Yeah, there's the gargoyle dog.
Yeah. Wait. Nope.
Yeah.
That's not the right one. Bronx?
Bronx, yeah.
Bronx. Okay, yeah. I'm going to work on a token art for that in the near future. Perfect.
His name is Lemon Blossom.
Lemon.
After the failed homunculus.
What? I am going to make an NPC here for that. Lemon. Is that 1 or 2 words?
one word since lemon zest is one word.
Yeah. Awesome. I will set that aside so I can take care of that later should you need it. What is lemon blossom made out of?
Bits of magic, random items that we had gathered. I'm sure I also, like, there's a portable artificer lab that comes with us when we travel
Gotcha.
in the caravan. And so just a bunch of random, like, mechanical doodads, doohickeys.
So more than likely, if you were building lemon blossom out of things that you found in the house, along with other things that you might have had on your person or that your lab has, there's probably like plates that are like the black and red lacquered armor, not like what the cultists were wearing, because they were all just kind of wearing leathers and stuff. But you got the feeling that maybe some of the ancestors of this cult used to like wear heavier armor and stuff. So you would have found some of that. There were like gold bowls and stuff like that you could have repurposed, and silver, and so it's probably this kind of melange of different metals and colors. You can totally like spray paint him later if you want, but
Oh, definitely. Speaking of, would I have found any armor that fit me? Because my starting armor was just leather, but I can have medium armor.
There wasn't. You're a little tiny for the people that were there.
Fair.
They were all human or human adjacent. Maybe the rat girl that you never really got a good look at. That was more of Chris's ordeal, but she disappeared into a singularity caused by the destruction of a bag of holding.
All right. Okay, that's fair. The end.
All right. So as you're tinkering away building this, what is Astra doing?
Aster is going to be looking around for any kind. No, you can't hear me?
Oh, no. Sorry. That was me.
Oh.
That was me shaking my head at myself.
Okay. Whew, hot diggity. That was a problem earlier when I first logged on. I couldn't hear anybody. Anyway,
Technology.
Aster would be looking around for like medicinal flowers and such, and maybe putting out a little whisper to the animals to see if they can look around for danger for me. It's like, I want to see if I can bring some more squirrels.
Yeah, I did forget to do a as you all roll away and are heading down this path, very tired, dusty squirrels climb out of like a crack in the like foundation of the house and watch you roll away, and they look at each other, shrug, and climb back into the house and go into the kitchen and begin like eating scraps.
Everything. Oh, those sweet squirrels. Oh my gosh. They deserve more.
Go ahead and make either a survival or a perception check for me.
Okay. Well, let's see here.
Nice. Along the way, you're able to collect a good bushel of like different herbs and plants that are at least somewhat medicinal, and if they aren't, they have like good tea qualities. Like you can use them for flavoring of medicines or just for drinking and stuff like that. You do see several other animals as well. There are some like more like ground squirrels running around. There are birds in the trees and stuff. Did you want to like use any of your magic on them, or are you just looking for them to say, hey?
I want to, hey buddies. I want to see if I can bring in some kind of bird creature that can keep an eye on us. Like just follow the caravan And I know they can't speak to me, but I can tell them like, hey, follow the caravan and I'll give you goodies.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you notice like a couple of jays that are flying around, and you use your ability to speak with them to say, hey, can you go find this, and maybe just come back and be like, hey, and point me in the right direction or whatever. And they fly off towards the road that you're heading towards.
Okay. That's all, just to keep them close by.
Excellent. All right, so as the wagon carriage lumbers along, soon you reach that main road, and Aster definitely sees the birds flying back, and they kind of circle around and then fly back towards the north, which the caravan had been heading that direction. So you feel pretty comfortable that they continued on. They didn't run into any other issues right here. And you definitely see signs that a couple of days old, but there's signs that the caravan definitely was here. There's various droppings from animals and ruts in the ground from the wagons and such. Is there anything that you want to do on the road to the camp?
Do we know if Willow is around?
You've not seen Willow.
No Willow. I think Aster would like to sit with whoever is driving the carriage.
Okay.
Just to get a better eye of like what's ahead, to be able to survey.
I feel like that's been Chris, as it gives Chris something to do while you're all doing your things.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's Aster's just going to kind of chill out a little bit.
Okay.
She's, going to try and make some kind of like herbal tea, at least the startings of it. So whenever we stop again, maybe the startings of like more lozenges or candy for everybody. Just kind of chill out and take in what's happening around her.
Okay. Shadow, you looked thoughtful. Is there something that Vestra's doing?
I don't think so. I think she's focused on getting back to the group as fast as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lemon zest?
Nope.
All right. So everyone's just kind of moving along, and you do end up spending most of the day traveling, and you come to a point where you're pretty sure the caravan had stopped. You can see grass is tamped down, signs that there had been tents erected, and like all of the little things that you've come to notice as signs that the cult had rested here. You still have a few more hours of daylight, but you have a feeling that if they rested here, there's probably a ways to go before you get to the encampment that they were heading towards. Do you want to stay here, or do you want to push on?
Vestra will be pushy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we should keep going. I think we can do this. I think we just, stick to the road. We stay straight. We either light a few torches or we light no torches, whichever one y'all want to do. But I think we should keep going.
Aster's okay with that. Aster's okay with that.
So is Lemon Zest. Lemon Zest is small, and his Steel Defender is medium, so he can ride on a Steel Defender.
Right?
Whoa.
Nice. One of you, your choice, go ahead and roll a d20 for me.
I'll do it.
Yeah, go Mika. The brave.
That's a 16.
Okay. So as you continue on, like you've been taking breaks for the horses and everything, so they seem pretty good to continue on. And as you push into the night, you notice that off in the distance, you can see clouds kind of rolling over the sea. You can't see the sea, but you know it's off in that direction. You can see lightning flashes. It seems like it's going it's going to make landfall, but probably south of where you are. It's kind of hard to tell for sure, but it seems like you're going to avoid it. And as you continue on through the night, Adela, roll a d20 for me. Now, are any of you resting like on the wagon or doing anything that's pertinent that I need to know about?
I, with my artificer infusion, made a new bag of holding.
Okay. Excellent, excellent. It's always nice to have a grenade with you.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Unless there's something else useful, like an item that we need that's useful that I could potentially make.
No, I think a bag of holding is useful. We need to start loading all the stuff from the cart into the bag of holding. Get fit.
Well, so
I mean, that would be kind of nice.
at the end of last episode, Mika, you had actually said that you could make one, and so I actually assumed that you had at least one. I don't know how many you can make at one time, but I assumed you had at least one that you had stuck stuff into as well. So there's like a bunch of things that wouldn't fit in the bag of holding, like the art pieces and stuff that you've kind of like somehow attached to the wagon, etc., etc. So yeah, now you have a full one and an empty one. Does that sound correct? Because they can only hold like so many pounds and things of certain size.
I just have the one bag of holding I made.
Okay.
New one that I made. Yeah, I could make. No, I couldn't. That's a lie. I mean, I could. Like, I don't fully understand one of the things, but theoretically, I could make two. Yes.
Okay.
But I have just the one that I made. Yeah.
Okay, so you just made one. You don't have one full of things from the house.
Oh no, you're right. I did make that new one.
Like before you left.
Because it would have had no.
Okay.
I don't have one because I have to do a long rest before I can make a new infusion.
Gotcha.
And so, yeah. So I had the one bag of holding, destroyed it while I was at the house.
Right.
And so no bag of holding, and I wouldn't have been able to make one again until we had another long rest, which wouldn't have been until after we left the house.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So as you continue on, Adela, go ahead and make a perception check for me. You're sitting up on the carriage seat, and Chris is just kind of staring off ahead. There are a couple of torches that you have lit that there are like sconces on the side of the carriage that essentially hold those, and like they illuminate a little bit, but you can see that Chris's dark vision is essentially what they're guiding the horses by. But they seem very focused or thoughtful as you're continuing on. They don't notice the sound of like brush moving off to your right, and you kind of glance off that way. You don't see anything in the torchlight. You can kind of see by the bits of moonlight that there's some trees over there and some pretty thick thickets. They're not pickle thickets, but they are bushes. Something has moved over there.
I'm gonna be ridiculous about it and fume out. Hey everyone, look in the thicket over here. I just heard something.
Okay.
Just to be absolutely obnoxious about it.
Says this like booming voice resounds. Where is Vestra? It's pretty late at night at this point.
I think Vestra still would be out front, like with the horses.
Okay.
With her dark vision again, just kind of like just general scanning of the road. Is it a road? The road.
Yeah,
Is
so
that
you
what we're
are on
calling it?
you are
Okay.
on road now, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's oh man, I'm trying to remember. I think this is the high road. It's a very well traveled road that goes north and south. Where is Lemon Zest? Are you riding Lemon Blossom?
Yes.
Okay.
In the back or the front or the side?
The side.
Which side, left or right?
Left.
Okay. You hear this, Lemon Zest, but you don't hear or see any of the brush. However, Vestra, you do hear something scurry away from you all as this voice shouts out. You see like the bush kind of shake.
And then it runs away?
It seems like
Alright.
you can hear it running away.
Oh, okay. Hey, Aster, that was quick thinking there.
What is your passive Vestra? Passive perception, sorry. What's your passive Vestra?
Perception? My passive Vestra is always 100.
Excellent, you win. You won D&D.
Passive perception is 13.
You can hear the sound of the footsteps or the movement, not necessarily footsteps, moving through the brush further away from you, and then it just kind of recedes away. That's all you hear.
I guess, do we care that it's gone?
You
Well,
tell me.
clearly-
That was fun.
She's like, good thing it's not a dragon. Though it does look like the blue dragons are having a lot of fun over this ocean right now.
Excellent. So if you're all gonna just leave it,
I feel like you want us to go after it.
I know, it's totally that rat. Does it sound like a rat scurrying, like a really large rat that's scurrying? Can we tell?
It was
Does
definitely
sound
larger.
familiar?
It was definitely larger, but it was you didn't catch sight of what it was. It seemed to have cover from the brush that it was in, but it did sound like it had more than 2 legs. I'll give you that.
Okay. Okay.
I'm gonna go look for it, I guess.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
We're doing it.
Are you
Like
stopping?
Blossom like raises their head like, what? I'm like, oh yeah, all right, lass, let's have at it. And we're gonna go chase
Okay.
after it.
Are you stopping the caravan or the wagon carriage? Or are you letting Lemon Zest ride off and Lemon Blossom alone? What's the group think here?
Well, I'll stop the caravan. Like, wait, 1 minute, please.
Okay.
We're like 5. I'll be back.
Okay, but if you're not coming back, just give us a shout.
Deal.
Oh no, Aster's gonna get off the carriage and say, keep it here, and invite Chris along.
I'm going
then
to.
talk about
Chris
Is it
is like-
nighttime?
What's that? I'm sorry, Lemon Zest. What was that?
Is it nighttime?
It is nighttime.
Okay, I've definitely used my cantrip light
Okay.
to like light something, so we're not completely in the dark.
As you
Unless we
head into
wanna
the forest.
be Dark? Do we?
That's
we
up
need
to
a
you.
light.
Can
A
your
light.
can your mount, your Steel Defender, does it have dark vision?
That's a good question.
Thank you. I try.
If it doesn't, then I'm just going to cast light on its eyes.
There you go.
Like little headlights.
It does. Yeah, it's got dark vision, 60 feet.
Nice.
Oh, that's amazing.
And it can't be surprised.
Even
Oh.
better.
Yeah, so going after the bush thing.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna follow.
Excellent. Chris is like, I think I'm gonna stay here. Watch the wagon.
Okay. Yep. I'll watch. We'll protect the goods. We'll lock down the carriage.
Lock it down. Raven wants to know,
Alright.
Mika, can you do a thick Austrian accent?
What does an Austrian accent sound like? Just like the Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back.
Right.
I don't think I can.
But like, you know, early Schwarzenegger, where it was like obvious that he didn't even know English and they were just telling him to say words.
The good old days.
Right.
If I'd have to hear it, then I could attempt.
That's fair. Okay, so let's see. Why don't we? Who's leading?
I'm following.
Okay.
I guess I'm leading.
Why don't you make a survival check for me?
Me with my whole
no.
12 armor class. Instead of a bag of holding, I should have upped my armor by 1. My survival at a -1. 17,
Not bad.
I think. Yeah.
As you're moving through, like, your Steel Defender is able to kind of climb through the brush. There's not really a road here or any kind of path. You're just moving through this thicket, and it pushes its way through this kind of stabby growth, and you notice on the ground there are definitely some prints, some paw prints. It appears that they have points, like little... So there's the paw print, and then at the tip of each of them, there are some pretty heavy divots in the ground. And you can tell that this is a clawed creature by the way it was moving. Seems to have 4 legs and has moved away to the east.
Do you suppose these are were-rat prints? Nay. Dene? Alright, I guess I'm continuing
Dene.
forward.
Possibly. I mean, Aster's right behind you, so she'll be like, shaking her head like, oh, these guys.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna stealth
This is
it.
such a pain.
If either of you want to do nature checks, you might be able to figure out what kind of track this is.
Nature. I have a +3 to nature.
Holy
I think you
moly.
probably have a much better nature.
How did Adela roll a 0? How does that even work?
What?
I
Yeah.
think it's the
Oh,
messed up stats.
Yep, it is the
Yeah,
messed up
yeah,
stat.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
my
right now you have a
sheet-
-3.
My sheet is bad.
We're gonna fix that later.
Mhm.
It'll be a
But
thing.
Probably after this.
I can.
Right.
I can do it.
Do it.
The
Do it.
14.
Okay. So Astra, it's kind of hard to see with Lemon Blossom in the way and stuff, and Lemon Blossom keeps trampling like the things, so it's hard to read. But before Lemon Blossom steps on more of them, Lemon Zest, you notice they remind you kind of like badger prints, but much bigger.
A large
Like a
badger.
were badger?
I don't know.
Badger. What's that?
It's a badger. Do we want to avoid the badger? Does it matter?
Badgers are the worst. They're so angry all the time.
You know, that's
so
fair.
angry. Ah,
Maybe we should avoid it.
maybe we should. This is your call, though. This is your call.
I don't want to abandon something I've just started. I need a break. All right, we're going. We're going forward.
Okay. You continue to follow it. Again, it's pretty easy to follow now that you've found its prints. But Adela Aster has a hard time seeing as the very large mechanical animal is smooshing everything in its way. But Lemon Zest, you get to a point where you see what looks like a large like not abnormally large, but an impressively sized anthill that has just been like completely wrecked. And you can see that this probably very large badger-like creature has recently been through here. You can see a bunch of smooshed ants, and the ants themselves are you're tiny, but they're like the size of your hand as they're like moving rocks and things back to rebuild their little smooshed house. What do you do?
I think I leave it be. No. Y'all, should we keep going after this badger?
You're muted. You're still
Still
muted.
muted.
Tell me you're muted.
Still muted.
Still muted. Still muted. Yep. You know what? Okay, what if I channel divinity for plants and animals and try and bring the badger to us, even though like I think personally that they're kind of a-holes, but maybe it's not. At least it'll come to us, possibly. So I take my little holy symbol out, and I'm going to call for this mysterious creature. And as long as it's within 30 feet, it should make a wisdom saving throw and possibly come charmed. Possibly.
Interesting. Okay. Let's see here. What is your... Never mind, I see it. Oh, no, that's not right, because everything's borked.
Yeah, everything's borked.
Let's see. Your proficiency bonus is 2. Your...
Oh, everything is not what it was.
Okay. We're going to say it's like 14 or 15. That sounds about right. But nothing arrives, like as far as the badger goes. However, let me just double check this.
Isn't it whatever will come for
You do
within 30
notice
feet?
several of the ants like stop rebuilding the house and stop, or their anthill. They stop and like look up at you. A couple of birds kind of like tweet and come lower down on the branches above you and look down at you, but no large creatures.
Okay. Well, that's still usable. I'm going to hold my hands out kind of down toward the ants and where the birds can see them, and ask them if the thing that walked past means us harm, and for them to go to my right hand, and if it doesn't mean us harm, to go to my left hand, and see what they'll do. And if they're charmed, then they should be charmed for like a minute to be able to tell me.
They actively like look at one another. I don't feel like ants can shrug necessarily, but half of them go to the left and half of them go to the right.
Oh.
And then they kind of like mill back and forth, like they're not really sure.
Sure, that's so helpful. I'm going to thank them anyway and put some breadcrumbs down, and we can continue on.
Okay. What's Lemon Zest doing while this is going on?
Continuing to track.
Okay. It's pretty easy now that you found it. You're moving off through the forest. The torchlight from the carriage is getting dimmer. It's harder to see the like little. Every so often you see like a little fleck of flame through the trees, and you end up coming to what looks like a fairly large mound in the ground. It's probably natural, but the hole that's been dug out of it does not appear to be natural. It's not like a cave, it's more of a burrow. The burrow is about twice as wide as you are, maybe 3 times, but only just a little shorter than you. As a kobold, not as a tiefling, for Vestras.
Well, I'm unsure of. I guess we found its home. All right. Well, if it's just in there, I don't necessarily want to disturb it. We found it. I guess we can turn, go. We can go. Turn around.
All right. I think Aster's just gonna zoom down into the hole and just say like, "Hey, we found your hole. We're gonna turn around and go." Unless you want to tell us something, come on out.
Your home. You stay in your home.
Just go to your home.
So, Vestra, you hear shouting off in the distance about finding its home. Is there anything that you want to tell us, et cetera, et cetera? What have you been doing while this has all been going on?
I feel like Vestra has just been standing at the ready of like like something came out of the bushes, like ready to fight type of ready. And then once she hears that, she's like, yeah, I know, I think they're good, I think they're okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna be okay.
I feel like Tesha got out of the wagon at some point, is like standing next to you, and she's standing like very close to you. And she's kind of like got some of her blue hair like down. She's just nervously pulling on. And every time there's like any kind of crack of wood or any noises in the forest around you, like she jumps and looks around nervously. This whole ordeal has definitely frazzled her nerves. Excuse me.
Tasha, I think we're gonna be good. I think we're gonna be okay. Yeah, I don't think this is like last time.
I don't know what this is. I feel like this isn't really quite what I signed up for. Not, just like wandering around in the woods at night or getting kidnapped by strangers, and then hunted by other strangers. When they said we were going to join the cult of the dragon, I was just like, yeah, dragons. And so far I've seen one dragon, and Lenithon is cool and all that, but it's not really what I was expecting.
Yeah. I think we were kind of expecting more like the blue dragons over there, over the sea with their lightning and
Right?
having a good party. But I think we all have to start somewhere, right? Like and so we have to start at the bottom, and then once we get a bit higher, then we get more access, like more dragons. And then we can join like the dragon party. Like I'm sure there's a dragon party somewhere.
You think
they just
so?
can't tell us
Okay.
that.
I mean, I know there's not like a bazillion dragons, but I thought there would be at least more than one, and that maybe that they would be around more than this one. And like I really like what we're doing. I think it's important to like spread the word and of how cool dragons are and everything. But the whole like raiding people's houses for stuff. I'm not really against it necessarily, but I didn't expect for people to like, be, kidnapping me and stuff. So how do you think we should stop that from ever happening again?
Well, clearly the kidnappers are the ones in the wrong here. Like they
Right.
apparently they've been a nuisance to many of the people in our group, and I just don't think it's fair, you know.
I feel like we're pretty open about things. They could have just like wrote up and been all like, "Hey, I see you got some pamphlets there," and I would have been like, "I do. I have so many pamphlets. Would you like a bunch?" I would have given them more than one, because I know sometimes people lose their first pamphlet, not on purpose.
Yeah.
But
or sometimes you have to use it for fire. No, there's no shame in that.
Right.
But I feel like they were wearing pins. We could have given them some of our dragon pins.
Right.
And could have had a good conversation. I'm sure there's dragons out there that will help them with their cause too. Like, it's not just our cause that the dragons like to help us with. Like, dragons like to be helpful.
They do. I mean, Lenathon has been pretty helpful for the most part, so that's good. Okay, so what do we do next?
Well, we should get back with the major group, and then maybe we can maybe we could talk to somebody about getting my dragon time.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. And maybe less being in danger time. That'd be great.
Yeah. I mean, the organization has positions for everybody, so I think there might be, one where you get to do a little bit more of the crafting, like we do.
I do like the crafting.
And less of the fighting.
Do you think maybe they have like a desk job of some kind that I'd be a good fit for?
Maybe.
In about this time, Lemon Zest and Aster come back through the hole that they made in the brush. Oh my gosh, I thought you were... Never mind. Hi, it's good to see you all again.
Yeah, we definitely thought you were going to eat us, but that's if you weren't you, which you are.
Your creation there, Lemon Zest, is terrifying. I'm just gonna, especially when it's when the first thing you see is just some like shiny eyes coming out of the brush. Could you not do that again? Because I'm just kind of feeling a little on edge, and
fair enough.
I think I'm gonna go lay down.
Sounds like a good idea. We're almost back with the main group, I think.
All right. So, are you all pushing on?
Yeah.
Go ahead and make some con saves for me.
Con,
please.
Con saves.
Oof. That's an 11.
I was about to click the wrong button, but then I corrected myself.
All right, so it's probably from being a little saddle sore. You're not really used to riding a strange metallic gargoyle around, but as the sun comes up and you're kind of pushing on through the morning, Lemon Zest, you're just feeling really exhausted, not getting any rest. The other two, you've managed to kind of, take it easy. Even Vestra, who's like been walking ahead of the horses, it's really not been all that big of a deal. But Lemon Zest is just feeling a little exhaustion setting in.
Right. Disadvantage on ability checks. Excellent.
And it's about mid-morning when the four of you, including Chris, not Tesha, because she's passed out inside the wagon still, notice a good deal of smoke in the distance. And as you get closer, you can smell wood fire and you can smell cooking things. And you notice that the tracks for the caravan actually diverge a bit from the road. And it's going towards over there where that smoke is coming from. So you have a feeling the camp is that direction. are you heading that way? I don't want to assume.
Yeah.
Never assume.
No, we keep going.
Right.
and-
We're like, we're building our own lives.
We're running away.
We are the cult of the dragon, not the dragon
Right.
queen, just the dragon.
The dragon.
I have my outlet of non-detection now. They can't find me.
True, but you also won't get your inheritance.
I want that money.
All right, so as the carriage goes off-road, it gets a little bumpier. This carriage was not necessarily made for this kind of all-terrain motion, but you do head down slope a bit into, it's not quite a valley, but it is a dip in the landscape around here, and you notice that the edges begin to rise up. So there is somewhat of a trail here, and you seem to be going down somewhat of a canyon. And at the bottom of that canyon, you notice there are some makeshift wooden towers built. You can see kobolds kind of swarming over them. They look like they're making motions both at you and at the camp behind them, which stretches off for a distance, but then the canyon kind of curves off out of your sight to the right. Mostly you see kobolds moving around, but you do see some taller figures dressed in black and purple armor, wearing helmets that cover their faces, that are quite recognizable as various members of the Cult of the Dragon. What do you do?
That's a good question. Because I thought we didn't really like the kobolds all that much. And
Lemon Zest is like,
Yeah, I am a kobold, so
self-loather.
sorry. Sorry.
wait. So what's the
I don't
problem? We've come across. We've reached our destination.
It
right?
appears to be, yep.
Okay. I don't really see a problem here. I guess we just kind of reintegrate.
And as you're getting
All right.
closer, at first it seems like there is, hey, Mick,
Hey.
welcome.
Uh,
How is it going?
It's going.
Perfect. The group has just arrived at the camp that the caravan was heading to. Mick has been driving Chris. Chris has been driving the carriage that you all stuffed the various procured goods from the house into, and you've pushed through a day and a night to get to the camp. After a nighttime encounter with apparently a badger that scared everyone into chasing it to its home. And then it had some rough words shouted at it. But now you are heading down a canyon path towards the camp. You see some activity that seems rather potentially antagonistic, is what I'm going to say at first. And I guess I should ask, who's in the lead?
well, are we're still on the carriage, right? Like we still have the horses and everything.
Yep, there is the carriage, there are the horses. Chris is driving the carriage. I assume
When
Lemon
I
Zest is...
got off, Vestro got on. And I'm
Uh-huh.
probably walking alongside.
Okay. So it sounds like everyone's kind of together, as opposed to there being kind of a forerunner. Everyone do a perception check.
Ooh, yeah, perceiving.
Perception. Oh,
Nice roll.
that's a natty one.
Terrible roll. We have a crit 2 crit fails.
Oh boy.
So
Nick started off strong.
right, you gotta get those crit fails out of the way, and this was one to do it on. Vestra, with that amazing roll, you do notice that the kobolds that are kind of swarming around, you don't really recognize many of them, and they're like raising flags of like warning to the camp behind them. So it may be that you all are not being recognized coming in on this strange carriage, riding a strange metal gargoyle.
Yeah.
They've probably been warned to watch for intruders.
At the same time that I had that realization, Vestra also had the realization of, oh, we don't look like friendlies.
We're not necessarily friend-shaped right now.
Yeah.
I'm wearing my robes.
Vestra's gonna stand up, on like the carriage bench thing. Hail the Dragon Queen. We're returning from a raid, and she's gonna hold up like the tattered cloak of the Harper that she picked up, and be like, "Don't worry, we finished them. They will bother us no more."
You see several of the kobolds kind of like scurrying about, talking to one another, and you at this point you can kind of hear their voices talking hushedly to each other, but you do see a dragon claw, which is one of the higher rank than you, like the next rank up from you. There's a fellow that steps forth from between the 2 towers, and kind of walks to the middle of the path and stands waiting for you.
Vestra will hop down, and then we'll like carry the cloak with 2 hands, and like kind of like an offering as she approaches.
Perfect.
There's a lot of clicking.
As you get down there, the guard removes their helmet, and you recognize this person as Melaine. She was one of the raiders in Greenest with you. She was not wearing the armor of a dragon claw when that happened, though. She has gotten a promotion, apparently. And she just kind of smiles at you, like a little... You remember she's kind of a snot? She looks down at you and she's just like, "Oh, you made it back. I'm so glad."
Yeah.
I guess.
Yes. Congratulations, your clawness, on the upgrade.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It was a long
You
time
deserved
coming.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Thank you. You definitely didn't need to tell me that.
No, but I just thought I'd, reinforce it.
So I guess you. Oh, and you found your little blue-haired friend. That's great.
Yes. We can continue our production on pamphlets and dragon-themed accessories.
Fantastic. I have instructions to send you to Langdedrosa should you actually make it back alive. That way. And she kind of gestures back towards the camp.
Okay, thank you, your clawness. I hope you have a good relaxation.
She doesn't say anything. She just kind of like squints her eyes at you and then steps out of the way for the carriage to move through.
Okay, I like wave everybody.
Bless.
She does like raise her eyebrow at Lemon Blossom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, huh? But doesn't say anything.
You see that girl? I mean, I guess you've got no gender, but you see that, buddy? People find you impressive. I whispered to Lemon Blossom.
There's like this weird whirring inside, and you know it's gears, but it almost sounds like it's purring. All right, so as you head down and you're passing through a portion of the camp that you can tell are largely filled, the tents are filled with kobolds. There's like some like campfire areas. There's some areas where there's food being prepared, but a lot of it is just kobolds. And then as you curve around through the canyon, you see it kind of open up, and there's this tiered structure to the natural formation that's the backside of the canyon, that there are several other tents and structures that are built into it. They are like there. You could just see people wearing purple and black armor, different helmets. You can see a bunch of other initiates moving around. You see an area kind of down in the bottom left where all of the caravan wagons have been parked. Horses and various other beasts of burden have been lined up and are like being taken care of by other camp. I don't want to say camp followers. Camp workers. And up a couple of tiers, you notice that there are some very large banners, purple and gold banners that are waving. It pretty quickly becomes apparent that not only are Frulum and Langdedrosa here, being the leaders of your section. Oh crap, I forgot her name. Hang on. Others. You know there are others that are in this camp that are higher ranked than even like Frulum and Langdedrosa. What would you like to do?
Oh, Vesta's gonna start tidying herself so she looks more presentable. Like wiping off the dirt and...
Yeah, you have a lot of road dust.
Yeah.
I think Aster doesn't completely care too much about that, except she really cares about her friends. So she's gonna kind of like stand up really nice and tall. And are we by our wagon still?
So you're currently still in your carriage or around your carriage, moving down towards the bottom.
Okay. Aster's prepared to and look at the bounty our group has brought and try and play it up a little bit.
Perfect. So you're heading towards the area where the wagons are all parked?
Yeah.
As you are heading down and you're kind of directing the horses to take the carriage that way, just glancing over, it becomes pretty obvious. There is a area of the camp that looks like it has a lot of the dragon claws, and above the higher ranking officers and such that are living in that area. And kind of in this cleared out area, you see the half elf that you were sent to capture in Greenest. He is currently chained to what looks like a large X of timbers. He's just kind of hanging out there, and you do see Langdedrosa striding around in that camp, and you see a kobold runner that has caught up with him. He actually glances up at you all as you are heading towards the parking lot. And he begins striding your direction.
Vestra will get down and will kind of walk and meet him.
Okay. Chris, what are you up to? Now that hopefully you've caught up.
What is there to be done currently.
So you're currently parking the wagon. Are you going to wait at the wagon, or are you going to head with Vestra to meet Langdedrosa, or are you going to head off somewhere else?
I'll head with Astra.
Okay. Lemon Zest, what are you up to?
Well, I'm no longer riding Lemon Blossom. I'm stretching.
Okay. Yeah, you've got these like weird sore areas, kind of like in your inner thigh and stuff. You're like, oh, this is so weird.
Oh. And that's I can't really think of what else there is for me to do.
No, that's just fine. If you're hanging out and just kind of doing your thing, that is a-okay. And we'll figure out what Aster's doing momentarily. Aster, what are you up to?
I am going to... I'm going to follow Vestra.
Okay.
Just not crazy close.
So the three of you hear like little kobold bones resetting into place as Lemon Zest is stretching, some little squeaky groans that come out, and the three of you head across this encampment. It takes you not a whole bunch of time, but about a minute to walk from where you parked the carriage to meet Langdedrosa, and you see this little silver and the word is not in my brain. Green? This little silver and green kobold, like he has these like varying scales. That is the one that you saw run up to him, just kind of trailing behind. Like he's not really sure where he's supposed to be. And Langdedrosa walks up and stops. I hear you were successful.
Yes, very successful. And Vestra's gonna hold up the tattered Harper cloak.
You like his snout kind of sneers as he takes it from you. Looks at the Harper pin on it. Not surprising.
Right? They're so rude. Like they could just talk to us. Instead, they try to kidnap people. That's just wrong.
Oh, they were kidnapping people.
Yeah, they took Tesha, and then that's what caused it. So then they took Tesha, and then we followed their trail, and then there was another group who I could have been Harper's. I'm not sure, but they were in a house and they were trying to eat us. Doesn't sound like Harper activity.
That doesn't sound like Harper activity, but.
But I mean, they could be evolving. But don't worry, we eliminated pretty much everybody in the house. I think there was only one person we did leave alive to tell our tale. Mm-hmm.
I see, and I noticed you came in on a fairly nice-looking carriage.
Yes, we have the carriage. There's also goods in the carriage that we have brought.
He's kind of staring over you at the carriage that's parked off in the distance. Did you bring home a new pet?
Oh, Lemon Blossom. Yes, Lemon Blossom isn't for everybody. Lemon Blossom is only for Lemon Zest. Yeah.
I see, it's one of his little creations.
Yes.
Excellent. Well, if it's half as effective as the what did we call him?
I think it was also Lemon Blossom, wasn't it? Also
No, the wagons that you the steam wagons or whatever.
Oh,
I
the
don't
treasure
remember.
wagons.
Yeah.
The treasure wagons.
The treasure
That's all I
wagons.
remember.
That should be useful. Good job.
Yeah. So, I think we did good. We brought home treasure. We eliminated threats. We survived. Do you think perhaps maybe you could put in a good word for us?
Oh, I mean, everyone is judged on their their deeds and the treasure that they bring in. So I'll put as much of a word in as you have earned. And it's very like straightforward.
I appreciate that. You have always been a guiding influence to us here. Through your leadership, we accomplish great things. Yeah.
Why don't you find yourselves some breakfast and maybe wash up? I need to go up and speak with Frulum. Do have a care. There are red wizards in the camp. That have come to meet with us. They seem like they would like to be allies. However, I am a little concerned as to their presence. Just have care with what you say to them.
Don't they not like dragons?
They have made platitudes that have at least interested our leaders.
Oh, well, thank you for letting us know. We will keep it all in check. Yes.
Perfect. Now, if I could just remember the name of the person I want to tell you about, that would be great.
Aster might have some tea to help you with that.
I actually do. Aster's gonna go ahead and grab a pouch and it gives some tea, but it's really gonna be like a little bit of psychedelic tea.
Excellent. I'll go brew this up right now. Yes, please. Please go make sure that you have fed yourselves and bathed, especially the bathed part. And I will, I need to go find Frulum.
Okay.
And when he leaves, he actually walks off towards the carriage that you left parked.
Yeah.
So, Lemon Zest, if you were still there when he arrives, he kind of eyes Lemon Blossom appreciatively, like he's weighing the usefulness of such a device, and begins kind of going through what you all looted from the house. As he opens the door, he reaches in, and you hear a squeak as he like jostles Tesha awake, and she kind of yawns and gets out and looks blearily around. I'm gonna go get some breakfast. And he nods. But he just goes about kind of like looking through the things that you have brought. Is there anything that you want to do, Lemon Zest?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I feel so boring this session. Wow. I mean, just hi.
I mean, you did chase after a forest creature.
True, I did. A badger, yeah.
Badger. All right, so as you're watching, he starts like kind of flipping through some pages. And at one point he actually stops and his like eyebrow ridges, because he doesn't really have eyebrows. You can see them like raise. And he looks at you, and then he looks back to the book, and he like claps it shut and shuts the door to the carriage and begins heading up there's like a natural ramp area that goes up to the next tier. So during the conversation, Chris and Aster were hanging out with Vestra, and you were all told to like go eat and get settled and blah blah blah. Is there anything that you did otherwise? Are y'all gonna go get settled in?
Yeah, get settled in.
Okay.
Get some of that delicious grub. I'm sure that they are serving us.
They are. This is actually
because we live in a land of magic. I'm sure they can conjure us some delicious food.
They're actually there's like sausages and eggs and toast and like all of these things, some beans and things that you're not really used to eating necessarily on the road. The camp is a little more, I don't want to say permanent. You can tell it's not like a permanent thing. So yeah, it's they definitely have a better stocked larder here than what you have had, and so you can all eat and get washed up if you choose. And about maybe 2 hours later, you see Frulum walking the camp again. He has like this weird shaped sack kind of draped over his arm, and he seems to be looking around. And finally he spies all of you, and as he's walking, you notice that same kobold is like dragging another sack that's shaped the same way but is much larger than the kobold is. And he finally spots you and heads over, and he hands the weird shaped sack to Vestra.
Oh, this is for. Oh, thank you.
Oh,
What can I ask? What it's for?
well, I don't know if you all understood the dangers that you were in, but it appears that the folk that you were taken by, if I understand your story correctly, were of a very ancient cult in this area. Well, not necessarily in this area, but they have spread across the face of Faerun, and we know that they've existed here for some time. I'm surprised to see you, and between the treasure that you returned with and the fact that you returned at all, Frulum thought it would be good that you finally have earned your first promotion.
Vestra's trying really hard to hide her excitement. Like, it's like you could, like, if you looked into her eyes, you could just see them like sparkling as they got like bigger.
I'm proud of you. And then he turns and walks away, and the other kobold kind of like drags up the other bag and like flops it forward, glares at all of you, and follows.
And then when they get an appropriate amount of tents away, Vestra's just like, woo! Hear that, everybody? We got a promotion. And then we'll dump out the sacks.
So inside the sacks are Dragonclaw outfits, which are essentially a variation of armor, depending on what you wear, and robe or overrobe kind of bits. There is this kind of draconic-looking helmet that goes with it. They're leather in shape. Looks like they've been like worked and shaped into this strange, it's not really quite draconic shaped if you look at it, but it's supposed to represent a dragon's head.
Dude, did we become a Clawness?
You are now a Dragonclawness.
Yes.
That will come with some benefits. We'll talk about those off camera, but yeah. After a bit, you see this short Dragonclaw kind of come stumbling your way. Looks like the helmet is a little too big on their form, and little bits of blue hair are sticking out from underneath it as they kind of wobble their way towards you. Vestra! Vestra! Did you see? You have one too!
Yeah, I know!
Oh my
I told
gosh!
you we got a promotion!
We got promoted! And like, Tesha's trying to jump up and down, but this helmet is just too big on her, and she keeps like kind of losing her balance.
we should they make these one size fit all, which obviously does not one size fit all anybody, but maybe we should tinker with these and resize them a little bit.
Yeah, that'd probably be great because my neck is not gonna do very well with this. It's I'll be honest, it's a little uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And as you're all going through this collection of armor that have been left for you, Aster, you hear a voice call out. Sister! Oh my goodness, it is so good to see you!
Oh my god.
And everyone
Aster's so happy.
turns and looks, and you see a human fellow.
Oh no, never mind. Aster's not happy about this one.
You see a human fellow that is striding towards all of you. He's wearing bright purple robes. Under his arm is a helmet, and I don't know if any of you besides Aster have met Barlow before, but he walks up and he pulls Aster into a hug. He's like, "Oh, sister, it's so good to see you. I am so happy that you made it. Mother and father have been worried sick about you."
Aster had already grabbed from her pouch some horse manure, and as he gives her a big old hug, she smears it down his back and pats really hard, like, "Oh yeah, we made it. We made it.
Good
to see you."
Oh, so good. Mother and father are waiting to see you. I've actually been sent to find you and bring you to them.
Oh, that's so fabulous. We have to finish up some things here, but I'll stop in after we're done.
Oh,
for dinner?
That is fantastic. I suppose we could do dinner. They sent me with the scroll of teleportation to bring you to them.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Are you her little friends?
We are definitely all friends. And why don't you hand me this scroll and I'll just join you guys when we're done.
Oh, I don't have it on me. I've actually left it up with Frulum, but if you would like to have dinner with myself and Frulum and Langdedrosa, that would be wonderful. We need to catch up. It's been too many months since I've seen you.
That sounds fabulous. We'll make it for dinner.
Excellent.
Maybe everybody can come. Yeah.
Would love to have dinner.
I do like food.
Yeah, did not understand the invitation wasn't necessarily.
Right. Yes, I'll make sure that there are accommodations for you somewhere. Excellent. Okay,
Perfect.
well, ta. And he walks off.
Ta.
And as he turns, you can see just chunks of stuck hay and manure are kind of dripping off of his back.
Absolutely.
So
yeah.
everyone can make insight check except for Aster, obviously. Aster knows how Aster feels about Barlow.
Insight -1.
I think I'm just missing.
Why is it
lemon zest?
Hold on.
No.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Inside. What? Why is it? What did I do?
What did you do? How?
It's okay. I'm gonna roll physical dice.
Okay.
Hold on.
While you're doing that, I'm just gonna ask Adela, how plain on Aster's face is it how she feels about Barlow?
18.
Nice.
I would say pretty plain, but with a definite plain to everyone else except Arlo.
Okay. So Chris and Vestra, and definitely Lemon Zest. Lemon Zest, you get the feeling that there's Not only does Aster not necessarily like Arlo, but there's like some kind of like weird aggression that Aster is feeling towards him. So
Right.
much that she disappears. Just vanishes into thin air. No, I'm just kidding. And
relatable.
with that, oh, go ahead.
No, just in here, just that's relatable. Very relatable.
So with that, I think we're going to call it for today as we prepare for dinner with not only Barlow, but Frulum, who is Shadow's frenemy.
Yep.
And, Vestra's enemy, technically, not Shadow. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how that goes. And we can have, Adela, what is your initial reaction for Aster as Barlow walks away?
I mean, relief, obviously, that Barlow's walking away, and just like, dinner, the worst. Like, can't we have a good time? Like, we just did all this stuff, and can't we just chill out and have some popcorn? Just hang out and watch the fire. Kind of just really disappointed, pissed, and just like, I hate this guy. I hate this guy.
Okay. All right. Well, since you weren't here for the beginning, do you want to tell us who you are and where to find you on the internet?
I am Mick. I play Chris, the Drow Rogue, and you can find me on Twitter at Baron_Von_Milk.
Awesome. I hope everything went well today. It was good to see you. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We're going to raid, but before we do that, I just wanted to say, well, actually, heck, everything has been canceled this week, I think. There's no Old Gods, there's no Dagger Heart, there's no Extra Life thing. I think this was it for the week. Maybe I'll come on and play some Crypt Keeper later or something later in the week. Good to see you all. Thank you for hanging out over on, yeah, absolutely, Raven. Over on Friday, check out the Dagger Heart one shot that Folk and Myth has going on. That's Folk and Myth at here on Twitch. It does have a guest that is one of the designers. Totally looking forward to seeing that. I think that's the big thing to look forward to later in the week as far as the channel or things that I know about. How about any of you? Do you have things to announce? Games tonight? Games coming up?
I have a new thing that's starting June 2nd.
Nice.
Where it's a 4-part session, so every Sunday at time zones are hard. 10 a.m. Pacific time, I believe, over on Sword and Key. We're playing public access, and it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a little creepy vibes going on. But it's set in the early 2000s, so if you want some early 2000s nostalgia, definitely come check us out playing public access as we try to figure out what's going on with the summer camp and creepy TV show. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I haven't got to play that one yet, so I might come over and check it out. And
yeah, it'd be my first time playing it too. So,
I don't think there's spoilers necessarily, so it's not a thing that I can like be like, oh darn, this is a, yeah. What am I trying to say? I don't know. My brain turned off. More coffee. I think that's it for everyone. Thanks for watching. We're going to raid over to Cozy Bean. Catch us next week. Same dragon time, same dragon channel. Thanks for watching. See ya.